Hello, my name is Frank Paul and I'm the head orchid grower for Just Eyes Orchids. I'm going to explain you a few tips on how to trigger reblooming. When your plant has finished blooming and the spike still appears to be in good condition, nice and green, I would encourage you to try the following. Take off the old clips and the old stake. Take a clean scissors and cut the spike not all the way down to the base of the plant, but instead try and cutting it a little bit higher. This plant right here is a good example. You can see that right at this node there's a very tiny branch that just starts to grow out. If you cut this spike about an inch above that right here, then there is a very good chance that this branch that just started to come out here will grow out and produce up to 6 or even 8 new flowers. In case you've purchased one of our double spike orchids, I would like you to encourage you to do the following. Again, take off these old clips and the stakes, for you don't need those anymore at this point in time. And what I'd like you to encourage doing is to cut one of the spikes low and the other spike much higher. I would say about an inch above the node, right under where the flowers have started. So see, the flowers were growing right up over here. This node appears to be a little bit green and dried in, so I don't think this will have much of a chance. But if you go a little bit lower, right over here, this node appears to be nice and green, still nice and juicy. So cut the spike about an inch above it, keep it in a well-lit location, but away from direct sunlight, and see if your plant is able to produce a new sort of a side branch right out of this node. It may cause this plant to be blooming again in 3 or 4 months. The reason why I would advise you, in the case of a double spike, to cut one of the spikes low and the other one high is to force the plant to focus all of its energy, or to put all of its energy that's left in this top node. It will give you the highest chance of regrowth. And over here I got a plant that is a good example of that. It actually has one spike still in full bloom, perfect condition, but then you can see this spike here on the bottom. It broke off in when this spike was fairly young, but you can already see that out of this side node right over here, a new spike has grown out and it has formed 5 buds so far. There is a chance that this plant will, or this spike will get up to 6 or 7 buds. When your plant has finished blooming, it does occur that the old spike has dried up, that the nodes that are left on the plant are starting to dry in or that the spike becomes too woody. In that case, the chance of new growth out of that old spike is very limited. So again, in that case, I would encourage you to take out the old spike and cut it at the base of the plant, like right over there. And from that point, continue normal care of the plant. Right here in my hand, I got a very good example of a plant that has finished blooming. The old spikes were cut off right at the base of the plant. As you can see right here, they've turned completely woody and have dried in. But this plant already has produced a new leaf, as you can see right here. So this plant would be ready now to produce a new spike at any time. To trigger reblooming, we recommend to keep your plant close to a window where it may get some colder air. The natural flowering time for a Phalaenopsis orchid is late winter, early spring, which means that the spike initiation takes place in the fall or early winter. That is when outside temperatures usually drop. That cold drop triggers the spike initiation process inside the plant. In our greenhouse, we try to, we force these conditions by dropping the environment temperature from 83 Fahrenheit down to 68. We recommend to place your plant close to a window facing north in the fall, early winter, so the plant gets these colder temperatures for a period of about 4 to 6 weeks. In that time frame, the plant should be able to initiate these new flower spikes. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks before a new spikes will become visible, so a little bit of patience is needed there.